parents. This is so fundamental. Even in the Old Testament, it spoke about the seriousness of disobeying parents. But to have a form of godliness, you young people, especially you children, you are not at all godly if you disobey your parents. Let me tell you that straight to your face. I'm not saying that you got to obey your parents if they tell you to do something sinful. Many of you from non-Christian homes, if your parents tell you to bow down to an idol, you have to say, sorry Dad, Mom, I can't do that. Because I respect you. I'll do it speak to them in a loving way. I respect you, I love you, I'm thankful for you took care of me from the time I was born and cared for me and educated me, all that. But Dad, Mom, please don't ask me to bow to an idol, not because I don't respect you, but because God is above you. And I don't believe that God can be represented in the form of some brass statue or wooden statue. So please respect my conviction. It doesn't mean I despise you. It doesn't mean I devalue you. It doesn't mean I'm ungrateful to you for all that you've done. But please don't ask me to do that. There you have to stand against your parents in a very respectful way. Or if they ask you to marry someone who's an unbeliever, say, Dad, Mom, I love you so much. I respect you. I want to please you. But do you want to make my life unhappy? You want me to be unhappy all my life? Marry someone who's not going the same direction? I'm going in a certain direction and this person may be going in that direction. You put us together, we'll be having constant conflicts which may one day end in divorce. Do you want me to face that, Dad, Mom? Please don't ask me to marry someone who's not got the same view as me in spiritual things. It's very important. There we have to stand against the parents. But other things, we have to be respectful and obedient. That means maybe you're tired and your parents ask you to do something. Get up and do it. Don't just say, Dad, Mom, I'm too tired, I can't do it. That's disobedience. That's got nothing to do with spirituality. And if you're like that, I tell you, God will honor you. That when you're tired and exhausted, or you urgently want to go and play a game or something and your mom asks you to do something, obey her. Obey your parents is one of the first things that we need to teach children. Parents, as long as you're at home, as long as you're dependent on them financially, you're living in their house and they're supporting you, you have to obey them. But you don't have to obey them. I honored my parents till the end of their life, but I didn't obey them once I left home. I let the Lord lead me. So please remember this. It's going to be one of the characteristics of the last days. Young people, avoid such people. Don't hang around with people who have got that spirit of disobedience. Don't hang around with children in your school who are always criticizing the teacher. You may disagree with your teacher, but don't speak evil of her or him. That's not good Christianity. You don't have to fight with those people who criticize teachers. Just avoid them. You don't have to be some type of judge or prophet there. No. Avoid is easy. He's not asking you to correct them. No, don't correct them. Avoid them. And the other thing it says, and especially, if you don't start with children when they are young, they will grow up. There are so many cases I've seen of little children who act in a very rude, disobedient way to the parents, and the parents take it lightly. Oh, it's only a little child. Yeah. But little snakes grow up to become big snakes. Don't forget that. And little tigers grow up to become big tigers. So don't forget that. So disobedience to parents is something that must start from the beginning. I believe the most important thing that we need to teach our children is obedience. Respect for parents, and if they respect parents, they will respect all older people. When you don't teach respect for parents, they will not respect older people also. And very often, let me say this to wives, the way you treat your husband may be what your child is seeing, which one day makes him disobedient to daddy. He grows up like that. It happens. We've had a few cases like that in this church of young men who would despise their father and ended up despising the elders in the church. The only thing we could do with such people is put them out of the church and say, never come to CFC again. Where did it start with? I believe it started with the mother not respecting the husband, the children learning that, and the children don't respect their father, and over a period of time they don't even respect the elders. Some people think this is a small thing. It's not a small thing. You know what they used to do in the Old Testament? You read in Deuteronomy. A father had to bring his disobedient son to the elders and say, this son of mine has been disobedient and arrogant. And you know what the elders did to him? Stone him to death. That was the Old Testament law. How seriously God took it. What did the guy do? He didn't kill anybody. He didn't commit adultery. He was just arrogant and disobedient to his father. Some people think we act too strongly. No. We don't stone anybody to death. We just put them out of the church. Because it's serious. We don't want people in this church who have a form of godliness and don't respect their parents or don't respect older people.